In this video, traders, we're going to look at what is an OSO order and when might you use it. Stay tuned. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. All right, so OSO order. I think we have talked about OSO order before, which is one cancels the other, which is pretty much like, hey, if I put this order in, I want to cancel the other orders. And when might you use an OSO order? Maybe you want to go, you've got a range, you want to go long if it breaks the upper side of the range, you want to go short if it breaks the lower side of the range. You put a short stop entry here, a long stop entry here, and you don't want to have both. So one would cancel the other. That's an OSO order. So what is an OSO order? Well, OSO order stands for order sends order. You might be thinking, well, what would I want to use that for? So let's look at a few scenarios. So let's kind of identify first, before we go into the scenario, let's not jump the gun here, what it actually means. So in other words, when an order is filled, it then sends another order or multiple orders out into the market. Now, don't confuse that with market orders. It basically means that it activates those orders and makes those live. There could be limits, there could be stops, there could be market orders as well. So OSO order, order sends order. So when might you use this? And let's look at scenarios. So for example, let's say you're going long 20 contracts of a futures. In fact, you know what, let's use a stock as a great example. Let's say you're going long 1,000 shares of Apple, right? You've got a limit order in, it's a limit order, it's 1,000 shares of Apple and it's priced at $180, for example, whatever Apple's trading at when you're watching this video. But it's irrelevant. The point is, there's your limit order, it's sitting there, and you attach an OSO order that basically says, okay, well, I would like to also, if I go long Apple, I want to short some Spiders ETF, for example. So your OSO order, you might attach to it one order that says, okay, I want to go short. We should say that's a long limit as well. So you want to go short, and let's say you want to go 500 shares of Spiders at the market, right? So that would be basically saying, okay, if I get my long fill on Apple, I want to short some SPY as a bit of a hedge, and that would be some kind of plan you've got. You might also have one that says, okay, and also if that gets filled, I would like to put in a sell stop on my Apple trade, and my sell stop, let's just go stop, and that would be at, let's say, I don't know, 170, whatever it may be. So you can see now, if the price trades down to 180 on Apple, you get filled on your 1,000 shares. That order is filled. So because of that fill, it then triggers these two actions. One is to send a stop into the market, a sell stop, $170, $10 away, whatever that may be. So you've protected your position, and you might also have perhaps a limit order on that as well. But also you can see how you could use this to potentially build a more structured trade. For example, in this little example here, we've got you're shorting 500 shares of Spiders at the market. So your theory, whatever your thesis is that Apple's going to outperform the S&P on a broad thing. You might use the Qs if you're using the NASDAQ ETF, or whatever. You might use another stock, it doesn't really matter. The point is that you can structure things in this way that says, right, well, I'm going to long, if I go long Apple, it hits that. I want to also be short S&P 500 because I want some hedge, and I believe that perhaps the Apple's going to outperform the S&P, perhaps they're going to fall through the floor, but in reality, Apple's going to hold its gains, or whatever. You get the point if we're doing a pair trade. So not only can you structure standard trades like, okay, I'm going to put a sell stop in, I'm going to put a limit order in, and yes, we have got bracket orders as well, which is similar kind of things, but this going back to the basics of what this order sends order, allowing you to use the order fill as a trigger to send other orders. If you think about it now, you can ultimately have a chain of complicated orders going out if you wanted to do that. So maybe you said, okay, well, if I get filled on my Apple, I want to hedge it off with a bit of Spiders S&P 500, short, fine. I also then want that to then trigger another pair trade that has me, you know, short Tesla, long, you know, you can structure things that you want to do and how you want to do it. And also you can put your protections and your stops and limits as well. So very functional, very useful. Now, some brokers will call this under different names. Like I say, it depends on who you're using. If you use a spread bet broker, they may have a different kind of way of framing that. You have to dig into the manual, into the platform, and see exactly. That's really what the demo is all about, guys. You know, play around with that, have a look at kind of the user manual, for want of a better word, of the platform, and decide for yourself how to use this. But this does open up a lot of potential opportunities. You can just think for yourself how you can kind of structure some things and structure different positions, different theses, different approaches, different hypotheses in the market by using this order sends order. So it sends an order based on the trigger of that order being completed. Interesting one. Take care, guys. Whatever you're doing. Bye bye.